civilmedia.mk. Slobodno, nezavisno, otvoreno.
We're not talking just about the post-communist countries. We're talking also about what we consider to be normally mature democracies like Spain or Greece, which they are actually not. The second thing that Abid mentioned is let us not look for Russian influence behind every tree, because a lot of the hybrid warfare, which is linked to Russia, is, however, homegrown and is more related to internal political situations in the countries that we talk about. And there, let me again pick up on something that Dr. Esman mentions, which is that autocratic regimes are all about getting power and getting money. This is very, very true. Florian Bieber coined the term for the Balkan countries, stabilitocracies. So Bieber coined the term stabilitocracies. I tend to call these countries single-party kleptocracies. So Dr. Esman, very, very true. It's all about gathering power, and gathering power is about gathering money. Now, let me go back a little bit to the history of hybrid attacks. First of all, this is nothing new. During the Cold War era, it was called PSYOPs, psychological operations. Both superpowers engaged heavily into it, even going as far as to trying out paranormal phenomena like implanting thoughts via psychics. Then let me go way back into history and go into what in journalism is considered to be the first war reportage that ever appeared in the media. It goes back to the era of the Trojan War, and we are talking about the Iliad by Homer. Now, for a moment, let us assume that Homer actually existed and that the Iliad is a true account of a war which happened. In that case, we can consider the Iliad and the Odyssey to be the first war reportages ever written. Who do we have there? Who is our neutral observer, which is what a journalist should be? Well, Homer belonged to the Achaean side. He was a Greek. He was against the Trojans. So can we really count upon his objectivity? Or if we want to go even further back and consider a story from the Bible about the expulsion of Adam and Eve from Eden, who are the persons appearing in that newspaper story? We have God, we have Adam, we have Eve, we have the snake, and we have the archangel. They're all participants in this story. They're not objective observers, So who was the neutral observer? Who's there? News gets slanted all the time, and they have happened forever. If we look at the American Civil War, for example, the middle of the 19th century, this is we have the first documented evidence that one side in a war is trying to actually buy influence in a neutral country. In this case, the Confederacy sent its agent to London with the purpose of buying influence in English media. This agent was very meticulous about noting his expenses. So what he did was he actually asked the journalists who were receiving money, bribes from him, to sign receipts. And he sent these receipts back to Atlanta, to where the seat of the Confederacy was. These receipts are still alive and today, and they're actually the first documented proof of how you can actually buy media influence. So what is actually new about hybrid warfare is simply the technology, and Abid pointed out to that very, very well. The technology that we have available today allows for a far wider and also far deeper reach than we have ever experienced in the history of the world. In my personal opinion, there are 6 things that we need to do to counter these kinds of threats. And these 6 things are media literacy, media literacy, media literacy, and support to the independent media, support to the independent media, support to the independent media. It's not 2, it's 6, because I'm on purpose amplifying the importance of these 2 elements. As long as we have the media literacy, for example, we are focusing on the Balkans, obviously, today. As long as we have media literacy at the low levels that we have today, it is no wonder that people will pick up on fake news, that they will not recognize fake civil society organizations, so-called gongos. They will not recognize fake media. In Serbia, for example, there's an independent outlet called Južne Vesti. And this portal, which was an independent portal and still is, Basically, there was another portal appearing using the same name and a very similar logo and towing the government's line. So people without media literacy, people will not be able to recognize the difference between genuine news and fake news. By the way, I hate the term fake news because something is either news or it is a lie. There is no fake news as such, but since Donald Trump introduced the phrase fake news, everybody's talking about that, myself included. And lastly, one more thing about Russian propaganda. In Serbia, for example, specifically, the Russians don't even need to invest money or effort because there is a huge amount of pro-Russian sympathy already there. Similarly, the situation is very much like in the Republika Srpska, the Bosnian Serb entity of Bosnia and Herzegovina. Elsewhere, it doesn't really work. It isn't useful. It used to be in North Macedonia during the Gruevski era, but it is not the case now.
Civilmedia.mk. Slobodno, nezavisno, otvoreno.